Hello, Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Haikal bin Muhammad Zamil, and then my groupmate Shafi Denia. Today I'm going to talk about how the major boost in Malaysian tourism revenue has created positive impact on both individually and society. In recent years, increased spending per tourist has significantly raised Malaysia tourist income. The rise in the revenue has contributed to economic growth and proved various benefits that we can observe at different levels. First, let's look at effect on individuals. With higher tourism revenue, workers in tourist-related sectors such as hotel, food service, transport, and tour guiding enjoy increased income. The rise in tourist demand also creates more job opportunities, helping reduce unemployment. As earnings grow, many individuals experience and improve quality of life. Additionally, higher tourist spending encourages small-scale entrepreneurship, giving local communities more chance to start business and participate in the tourist economy. Next, we look at the broader effects on society. Overall, the national economy becomes stronger due to increased tourism revenue. The government and local authorities are also able to enhance public facility in infrastructure to support growing tourist number. Local business continue grow, creating a more vibrant community-based tourism environment. Finally, tourism also helps strengthen cultural appreciation and preservation as tourists are drawn to Malaysia's unique tradition, heritage, and activity. And then we go to the credibility. Next, I will explain the credibility of the information used in the research. The article was written by Priyanka Gupta, a tourist from India. She is not just an ordinary traveler, but also travel blogger, which adds more reliability to her observation. In her writing, she shares her personal experience of visiting Malaysia, including our attraction, culture, food, and natural beauty. Because the information comes from a real visitor, it provides an authentic perspective. This strengthens the credibility of the article as it reflects genuine tourist experience and opinions rather than promotional content. And then, now I will explain the background of the topic. Tourism spending revenue refers to the money that tourists spend on services such as hotel, food, transportation, and various activities. The spending plays an important role because it helps the country generate income and create employment opportunities for the local community. When tourist spending increases, the positive impact becomes even stronger. It supports local jobs, boosts small business, and contribute directly to Malaysia's economic growth. This is why understanding how increased tourist expenditure affects our country is essential for this study. Moving on the central idea of the topic, the main focus is on the rising number of tourists visiting Malaysia. As more tourists come in, their overall spending also increases. The higher expenditure brings significant economic benefit, especially for local business and nearby community. The second key point in the economic impact of the spending, when tourists spend more on hospitality, food, retail, and transportation, it stimulates different sectors of the economy. This leads to broader social and financial advantage for the entire country, making tourism one of Malaysia's most valuable economic driver. Okay, and then the next, I will pass to Shafiz Daniel to go the graph and chart.
My name is Shafiz Daniel bin Shamsul Sohimi, and my matrix number is 2025 222 374. Assalamualaikum and good morning everyone. Today, I will be presenting an overview of Malaysia's tourism performance from 2018 to 2023. Based on data from Tourism Malaysia and the News Straits Times, as well as how tourism contributes to our economy and what can be done to further strengthen this sector. Let's begin with the first chart, which shows the number of tourists and their total spending over 6 years. In 2018, Malaysia welcomed about 25 million tourists and tourism spending reached approximately 320 billion. Then, in 2019, we saw a slight increase with 2006 million tourists and spending rising to 330 billion. These 2 years reflected a healthy and stable tourism industry. However, in 2020, everything changed. Due to the global COVID-19 pandemic, international travel came to a halt. Malaysia experienced a sharp drop to only 5 million tourists, and spending fell drastically to 60 billion. This was one of the most challenging years for the tourism sector. In 2021, we began to see early signs of recovery. Tourist arrival rose slightly to 8 million, and spending increased about 100 billion, although still far below pre-pandemic levels. This was the beginning of Malaysia's gradual rebound. The recovery became stronger in 2022 when tourist numbers climbed to 18 billion and spending jumped to 250 billion. Borders reopening and global travel returning played a significant role in this improvement. Finally, in 2023, Malaysia's tourism continued to recover. We reached 23 million tourists and spending rose to around 310 billion, approaching the levels seen before the pandemic. This showed that Malaysia is successfully rebuilding its tourism industry. Now, let's move on to the second chart, which looked at tourism's contribution to Malaysia's GDP before and after the rise in spending. Before the increase in tourism spending, the sector contributed about 15% to Malaysia's GDP. Before and after the rise in spending, after the spending rise, tourism contribution increased significantly to 25%, while other sectors made up 75% only. This change clearly shows how important tourism has become to Malaysia's overall economy. When we look at both charts together, we can see a clear message. Malaysia's tourism industry is recovering strongly after the major drop in 2020. Tourist arrivals have grown, spending has increased, and the sector now plays an even bigger role in supporting the nation's economic growth. This tells us that tourism is not just part of the economy, it was the most important contributors to it. So the question is, how can Malaysia continue increasing tourism revenue in the future? For this, cooperation is needed from several groups, the government, business, and local communities. First, the government plays a key role. It can promote Malaysia more aggressively on the international stage, highlighting our culture, nature, food, and heritage. The government can also make travel easier by improving visa processes, expanding flight connection, and upgrading tourist facilities such as transportation, signage, and public attraction. Second, businesses in the tourism sector such as hotels, airlines, and tour agencies must continue improving their services. They can offer attractive packages, provide better customer experiences, and make full use of online platforms to reach tourists worldwide. Quality service is important, especially as travelers today compare many options online before choosing a destination. Third, local communities also play a big role. Malaysians are known for being friendly, and this hospitality is something we should continue to maintain. Communities can contribute by sharing their culture through traditional foods, craft, performances, and festivals. Protecting local tradition and preserving natural environments also keeps Malaysia unique and attractive to visitors. In conclusion, the data clearly show that Malaysia's tourism sector is on a strong path to recovery. With increasing tourist number, rising spending, and a larger contribution to GDP, tourism has proven to be one of the most important drivers of our economy. By working together, government, businesses, and local communities, we can ensure that Malaysia continues to grow as a top global destination. That's all for me. Thank you.